Hello, it's Crypto CJ. It's a trade of the day, Thursday night slash Friday morning edition, depending on where you are in the world. I'm in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, the third stop on my Southeast Asia digital nomad tour. So acclimating here, and the markets are trending up. We broke 65K on Bitcoin. Didn't quite hold it. We'll look at that chart. Actually, we're back to it. So 65K, trying to hold that as a recent high. We still have a ways to go to get to the all-time high and like 73 and change for Bitcoin. Ethereum's over 2,500 again. So that's trending up. There's a lot of talk about Solana hitting 200 and then maybe 1,000. Might be some of the crypto cheerleaders that we know and love, or maybe just wild speculation and rationalization and enthusiasm. All those come into play when the market is trending up. Are we at the end of Rektember? Are we going into Uptober? That's what we're hoping for. Just a few days left here in September. Let's go to the charts and check them out. Okay, should be seeing my Bitcoin day chart.
Yes.
And thank you. And we're hoping for a green candle for the end of the month. And that would be this one here. It is green slightly. Actually, a pretty big move over where we ended up last month, which was below 60. So looks like there's a pretty good chance for that. On the day chart, we have been trending up steadily, only a couple of red days since earlier this month. And we are up. Let's do a quick look. Yeah, 20% in since early September. So yeah, good stuff there on Bitcoin. On Ethereum, again, well over the 2,500 range, hanging around here between high 2,500, high 2,600, about $100 in that range on Ethereum. Uh, we had the we had the interest rate cut last week. That's probably had something to do with this, and just a general amount of enthusiasm on the political side. Candidate for president in the U.S., Kamala Harris, has come out more crypto friendly, comparing the technology to things like Apple, the iPhone and other technologies like that. That regulation is needed, but we can't stifle it, and we need to do what we can to encourage that new technology. So that was good news. I'd rather not be tied to a political party regarding crypto, and that's where we are. Any questions or comments about the markets overall? Okay. Well, what do we do with this information? Let's trade. Let's go to Altcoin Alert, see if we can find some day trades and short-term swings. And I will head over there now. I'm on easy mode is off. I'm on altcoin radar, so I can get all the sorts, all the columns, all the information. Going to reload, get the most current, do a quick look through the AA scores. That's where I usually start. And those have changed. Looks like the team's done some updates. I haven't been able to attend the Tuesday Zoom calls anymore due to my Asian time zone. Those are at 4 or 5 in the morning. But I know they were talking about updating the AA score sorts and values. So what they did has really excluded a lot that I used to look at, values 80 and higher. And the only one there is this MOG coin or MOG. And we're actually going to look at that shortly. But some of the other coins I was trading, Jasmy, BTT, Dydex have fallen down in score considerably. So I'm going to be focusing on some sorts that I talk about anyway, but I'm putting more emphasis on the social activity sort and the long-term sentiment sort. But we do have a candidate in the AA score, this MOG coin, so we'll check it out. Got the chart here. This is my 15-minute day trading layout. I'll do a quick review of this. If you've been with me for a while, you're familiar with it. because I've been doing this one for about a year now. Okay, so right now I'm on the Kraken chart for MOG, and I've got supply and demand visible range, Lux Algo for my support and resistance. The green zone is support, red zone is resistance on this time frame. I use the RTI relative trend index to help me determine when to get in trades. I'll set alerts on that, go over that shortly. Then for trend-based trading, I'll use the cumulative delta as a confirmation. So at the moment, we're coming out of the red zone on MOG. And I don't know if you can trade this on leverage or not. For those of you more experienced in day trading, looks like there is a futures contract on Kraken. And that's about the only one I'm seeing. So I don't really use that one. So we'll look at this more of a as a spot trade. It did really well coming out of the green zone twice. We had this move on Wednesday my time, and 8% in 7 hours. That's a great day trade. Dipped again, came back up, and a bigger move, 16%. These aren't really the numbers I'm looking for on this setup. I'm usually looking for 1 to 1.5% on most of my trades, and then I'm at 10x leverage. But since this is not leverageable in the exchanges I trade on, I'd probably go for more like a 5% move, and that happened twice. So good stuff if you're using support and resistance. If you're using the RTI, that first move, if you're doing an alert above the 50, you would have caught that move. And then down here, it didn't quite make it to the 20. Ideally, I'm looking for a break below the 20 and then back up, dip and a retrace. Those are my favorite spot trades. Didn't quite make it on this one. So what do we do with this information? I think on this, I would set an alert on the 50. We haven't been doing that as much lately with the market ranging as it has. I've been sticking strictly with the 20, but I'll show you both of those alerts here on the RTI. So I'm going to right click on the RTI, add an alert, crossing up, and on the 50, I'm going to go with once per bar close, the alert name, information source, AA score purchase. Once you enter that a few times in your alert name, TradingView will remember it and give you that drop-down menu you just saw. Notify an app, so that'll let me know on my smartphone, show toast notifications, a pop-up on my laptop, play sound, and they've added some new sounds. So they have some categories now: voices, nature, soft, and classic. So classic are the ones that we've looked at before. And then you can see, yeah, I'm going to experiment with these. This looks like fun. Nature. And then I use the latest of voices, Hapes. So I'll choose that one for now, just for fun. Click create. So the next time this breaks below the 20, I will get an alert. Next time it breaks below and comes back up, I'll get an alert telling me it's dipped in a retrace. And then I'll look at the charts overall, check out Bitcoin, and make a determination if I want to get in that coin. So now if I were trading this both directions let's say I was on that exchange, I forgot which one it was, and I wanted to trade this both directions as a short or a long, my alert's going to look a little different. Right click, add an alert. Instead of crossing, I'm going to go with entering a channel, 80 on top, 20 on the bottom, once per bar close, and everything else is the same. I'd probably choose a different sound, but then that's going to create this rectangle you see behind the alert. And so when it breaks above the 80 and then comes back down, pump and a retrace, that's something I'm going to look at on the short end. And then for those of you who are new to this kind of trading, you're just going to want to focus on spot and long trades. So that's going to be your dip below the 20 and the break back up. If you use the 50, alert that I showed you before this. You want to incorporate your cumulative delta or some other trend-based indicator for confirmation to confirm that trend. So here's an example here where it broke above the 50. Pull out my vertical line or horizontal line. So a break here, and then we had the big green candle on the cumulative delta just before that. So that would have been a good entry. And then you could have followed it either back to the prior high, which is right here. So you took that trade here and use this as your guide to get out 4.7%. And you would have been out of that in less than 3 hours. That's a great day trade. And yeah, that's probably what you would have used because this would not have occurred yet. So okay, any questions on Mog Coin as a spot trade on the 15-minute chart? Okay, let's look at this on the swing trade setup or layout. So I'm switching to my 1 hour chart on Kraken, and I'm still using the same indicator for support and resistance on this time frame, the supply and demand visible range by Lux Algo. And then I've got different indicators for entry. I'm using SuperTrend, mostly because it's alert friendly. And then I'm using the Trendilo LSMA as confirmation. So when these three are in alignment, that's something I want to take into consideration. And we have an example of that here on Sunday, where we have a buy signal triggered. The Trendilo is going up, and we've come out of, or at least bounced off of the green zone, the support. So that entry would have been here, and I would have been looking for probably around 10% on this trade. So this pump here would have gotten me out in 14 hours, which is a great swing trade. Had I stayed in and used this pump as guidance, I would have been in longer, probably something like this, 27% in less than 4 days. That's a great swing trade as well. So either of those would have been good entries. The sell signals didn't do very well. The second buy signal was pretty good as well. And you would have caught that move right there. Maybe taken this one, gotten out, and gotten back in on the next buy. And that's an easy alert to set up. Right click on the super trend, add an alert. You can keep it on the direction change if you want to trade both directions. Do some longer term shorts. I don't do that very often. So I'm going to choose the buy only once. Alert name, that was an AA score. Notifications. I'm going to change the sound to, I don't know, look at me. Click create. And so what's going to happen next is this is going to dip down, a sell is going to print, and then that'll change and another buy will print. So it's unlikely to happen today, maybe over the weekend. And you see your alerts over here. And there's two MOG alerts that we talked about. So, okay, any questions on MOG, MOG? Okay, go back to Altcoin Alert. And let's do a social activity sort. I'll click on this. I should refresh first. Okay, social activity sort. I'm going to match up social activity with trading activity. So what people are talking about online matched with what people are actually trading. And got fire on Athena. Not really familiar with that. TWT. CeeLo, I traded yesterday, had a good trade with that. Alice, Theta. I set alerts on CeeLo and Theta yesterday. Polymath. XEM, haven't seen that one in a while. Synthetics is another one I trade. ENS I like. SHIB, I like to short that one usually. Could be shortable. It's up 20%, probably due for a retrace. CFX and Rune, these are all coins I like to trade. So quite a few options here. Let's check out, look at CELO again, since I have recent experience with that one. Get back over to the day trading layout. All right, so this one's ranging pretty tightly. I think it just broke above the 20. Not quite yet. So yeah, this one broke below the 20, has not come back yet. So this one could be in good shape for a spot trade or even a leverage trade going back up with an attempt to get to this red zone. So if you got in right about now and went to the red zone, you're up like 1.5%. So that would work for me. I'd be doing this at 10x leverage. And sorry, I'm getting a little lag here. Could be up to 6%. Try that again. So in here, the red zone, yeah, about 6%. So that's a really good spot trade even on, yeah, even if you're not using leverage. So that alert, quick review, right click on the RTI. I'm just going to go ahead and set this one for both directions, entering a channel. If you're trading spot, you're going to go crossing up on the 20, and then you know the rest. But I'm going to set my alert for both directions. So entering the channel, 80 on top, 20 on the bottom, once per bar close. That will keep it on until I turn it off. This was a social activity sort. And notifications, I'll go back to hey pissed. Haven't heard that one go off on my computer yet. I was trading off my phone most of the day yesterday. Okay. Any questions on CELO as a day trade? All right, look at this as a swing. Go to the hour chart and layout. So this is a better example of what I was talking to on the prior coin. This had a run up, a really good one, and then the sell has printed, so it's trending down. If you're trading spot, you want to catch the next buy, maybe in this vicinity. Say it trends down, then comes back up right about here, and then your move up would be right at 10%, which is usually what I'm looking for on my swing trades, 10% or more. So right click on the super trend. And I think I'll leave mine on direction change, but if you're trading spot, choose buy. Once per bar close, social activity. And we'll go with attention for my sound. Click create. And I will consider this as a swing trade when and if that alert goes off today. Any questions on CELO as a swing? Okay, I'll go through a couple more, maybe a little faster. Then we'll wrap it up. Okay, so that was social activity sort. That's been my go-to the last couple of weeks. You saw how many options I had, like 8 to 10 options. I like that. Another one is the long-term sentiment, which is a little more technical because I'm going to match with the Elder Impulse daily. And you can also use short-term sentiment, match it with the Elder Impulse hourly. I do that one sometimes. At the moment, we have quite a few matches with the long-term sentiment and the Elder Impulse. So, Sia Coin, Ren, some duplication with what we looked at last time. Bella, Pepe, YFI, Rune, ENS, audio are all coins I like to trade. So I haven't looked at ENS in a while. Let's look at that one. Go back to the RTI layout. I was about to say I have better internet here in Malaysia, and then it did that. So maybe I shouldn't curse it. Okay. We had a really nice dip and break above the 20 on Wednesday. So that made a move about here to the red zone, 3.7%. That's a good day trade. Hang a little longer over 4%. That would have satisfied my 1 to 1.5%. ENS is something I can trade on leverage, so that's how I would have handled that one. And we had a break below the 50 and back up. So, oops, that's the wrong one. I want that vertical line. So that happened here. And then we've had a move, almost 2%, not bad. So on this one, I would set an alert on the RTI and I go both directions. I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Entering a channel. If you're trading spot, remember crossing up on the 20 or crossing up on the 50 or both. Entering a channel, 80 on top, 20 on the bottom, once per bar close. This was a long-term sentiment buy. And go back to, hey, on my alert sound, click create. Let's check on my alerts. Yeah, that's the ENS, C low, and MOG. So those are all as they should be. And I haven't gone over this in a while. Let's say I change my mind on this and I want to edit. And instead of entering a channel, I want to just go crossing up. I don't want to do any shorts today. Or crossing down, I only want to do shorts today. I've showed you crossing up. Let's go crossing down on the 80. And you know the rest. So, but for my purposes, I'm going to go both directions. So enter a channel 80-20 and go ahead and save that. Okay. And let's head over to the swing trade layout. We just had a buy signal go off earlier this morning. That's yesterday morning, actually. And it's just gone sideways since then. So if you want to take this one on a spot long, right click and set a new buy. That's probably not going to hit till late today or tomorrow. Okay, any questions on ENS as either a spot or a swing? Okay. And I did see there was something in the chat. I'll get to that in a moment. Let's do a short-term sentiment sort. So we'll match that up with the Elder Impulse hourly and see if we have any contenders. And I'm seeing 0 matches on this one. You can also sort by the Elder Impulse hourly and match it up with the short-term sentiment. But no, nothing there on that. There's also the 1 hour projected range. I don't use this very often. But when the values are positive in both directions, that can be worth some additional analysis. We have that on Numer, which I do trade once in a while. So let's check that out. See if that's on my list. No, let's see where we can trade that one. Might be on Coinbase. We'll look at the Coinbase chart. And when you have these, horizontal lines, that's usually indicative of low volume. That can be something I ignore or choose not to trade. Since we're here, we'll go ahead and check it out. We had a break below the 20 on Wednesday night and then back up. That happened right about here. And to the red zone, 3.5%. Pretty good day trade, about 4 hours. At the moment, we're in the middle area, kind of no man's land. So that is something you want to set an alert upon. We did have a breakdown here in 20 as well and came back up. And I probably would have been out of that trade with my approach, but if you're going to the red zone, you'd still be in it looking for about 3.5%. So right click on the RTI. Again, if you're trading spot, you're going to cross up on the 20. I don't know if I can trade leverage on this. I think I can in that situation, entering a channel 80-20. Once per bar close, we'll keep it on all day. And this was a 1 hour projected range. So I've used that alert name before. Notifications, do a different sound. Like, guess what? Okay, let's head over to the swing trade layout on the hour chart. We do have a sell printed on the hour chart. So if you're looking for the next long signal, that might be coming soon, but we're at the top of the range. So let's say the long signal prints here. You really only got a couple percent, which for me is insufficient for a swing trade. You can go to longer time frames to look for other instances of resistance to choose as your exit, your take profit. I've got the 4 hour chart now, and we're at a recent high. Though I am seeing resistance over here up around close to $19. So if you got in now and held that long, that'd be about 12%, but it could take you a month to get there. So based on past activity, I don't want to be in a swing trade for a month if I can avoid it. So I'm not liking this that much. If I go to the day chart, yeah, we've got, over $50 back in March when the whole market was ripping back then. It's when we were basking in the glow of the Bitcoin ETF, I believe, around then. 150%. But, could take close to a year to get there. So I think I'm going to pass on this one. Any questions on Numer? Okay. I'm going to stop the share, take a quick look at the chat. All right, Robin updated me that on the AA call, they mentioned that 2 bugs were fixed. So that's good news. And saying hello from Western North Carolina. Trip sounds great. Thank you for that. Any other questions or comments or coins you want to look at, things to go over? Okay, well, I will wrap it up here. Thank you so much for joining me live. If you're watching on the recording, I appreciate you too. Check out the opportunities in the pinned comment. They help fund the channel. You guys have a good rest of your week and your weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Bye.